Hi again, and welcome to another YouTube video from me, CJM, or Chris Moore as you know me. And we're going to be looking today at Sega Force, and it's issue number 3 from March 1992. So yeah, same kind of issue cover. Got your games on the front. I think they're reviewing, I should say, Double Dragon, Woodstock, Sonic. There's a Master System game there, I think it was the Flintstones, and it also mentions Two Crude Dudes and a great, quite violent drawing on the front cover from most of those games. Okay, so inside the first cover, we've got the usual adverts, some special reserve. Too much to look at really, a Game Boy, Mega Drive, Game Gear, all the adverts. And of course you've got your contents page. Too crude as they come. And there it shows you what's going to be reviewed in the issue, Force Tested. They've even got a Mega CD game in there. Okay, moving on. Mentions about Kid Chameleon. Barcelona US Gold's Olympic Games is also mentioned. And something about Woodstock on, I think, Mega CD. Obviously a Japanese import was looked at for this one. Even a little feature on Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego for the Mega Drive. One of my favourite games actually at the time. It was a bit basic, but you learnt as you went along. I like the idea of the actual time travelling. He actually appeared in different parts of history. It was supposed to be an educational game. It was all right. Who wants to win a Terminator 2 T2 arcade box? Worth £4,000, but that number's still not in use. And here we go, an advanced play on the Mega Drive from Two Crude Dudes. A game I don't think I actually own yet, and I've got to be honest, I don't think I've ever played it. From even when I had my Mega Drive as a teenager. Pretty good feature on here, it tells you about stage 1 and stage 2. Stage 3 and stage 4. I don't actually know how many stages are in the game, but it looks like they've got a playable kind of demo of it here at Sega Force. Wham! Favourite advert again, it seemed to be in every single issue, Software City. To have a shop like that again in Wolverhampton. Feature about Sonic 2, all the way from America. No screenshots, of course. No internet in those days, unfortunately. Something about the Game Genie. It mentions of what was coming out for the American market or what was being produced in America at the time. More adverts. And something about Sega and Nintendo, I think there. Nice little feature mentioning about the games. A feature on Flying Edge. I think it was where the Mega Drive was going and about the producers. Mentioned some of the games. And of course you've got your screenshots. And a WF Royal Rumble, Mr. Hulk Hogan there, still doing the rounds as well. And of course your usual advert from Console Concepts. So we came to a review, Mega Drive Rings of Power. A game I do own. Role-playing game, never was into them, I never tried them really. I was never into, I say I wasn't into them, they just didn't interest me. I think Theme Park was my limit. And I hardly played that. There you go, Sega Force gave it a whopping 85%. Ernest Evans on Mega CD. Now I don't actually know if this game did actually get a release in the UK. Paul Mellerick gave it an advanced play preview. I do remember hearing a lot about it at the time. But as I'm not really up on my Mega CD stuff, I don't actually know if it did get a release. I assume it did. Or was it just something that was released in Japan or America? Just who was Ernest Evans? And then finally, Sonic the Hedgehog got another review, but this time on the Game Gear. What were the graphics like? Let's have a look. They weren't too good, were they? Sega Force did give it 89%, and it was reviewed by my ex-buddy, Mr. Adrian Pitt. Sonic the Hedgehog on the Game Gear. Okay, so we had some more adverts next. And then we had an advanced play, another advanced feature of a racing game. It was F1 Grand Prix and F1 Circus. Sega Force always like to make out they got the advanced plays first. As you can see, it didn't look great, did it really? But then again, it was Mega Drive, and it was 1992. Oh, to go back to that time. Anyway, we move on a little bit. We've got some advanced plays on the Game Gear. We've got a Griffin, game I've never heard of. It's a space kind of game. And we've got a Lest, which looks like another intergalactic type game. And again, another one I haven't heard of. More adverts. And Adrian Pitt's Pit Stop Playing Tips. And in this one we had tips from Air Diver, Alex Kidd, Bubble Bobble, to name but a few. And of course you had your tips there. There's Donald the Duck. California Games. Oh, mentioned it I think in the last Sega Force video, Pit Fighter, tips on how to beat the different bosses. This was always the hardest one, I think, the Masked Warrior. Of course, I suppose he would be being the main boss. These two are pains in the ass, these two fuckers. To fucking pick you up by the head and throw you, I think, or was that the last boss? I can't remember. Even she was a bit of a bitch. Angel. Good times. Sonic the Hedgehog tips on the Game Gear to go with the review. And Golden Axe 2. Very well respected game. And a poster. Too much to show on the camera, really. Very quite a bit. A boxing game, Heavyweight Champ on the Game Gear. Now, reviewed by Paul Mellerick. I've never actually heard of this. I don't know if it was any good. I know the Game Gear was a bit limited in what it could do. It's an advanced play, this, so it wasn't a released game at that point. Doesn't look the best, does it? And the Flintstones, a Master System review. Meet the Flintstones. If only they were the graphics in the game, it would look brilliant, wouldn't it? But this is what it actually did look like. Actually, not too bad. Not too bad for Master System, I've got to say. Or was that the main title screen? Yeah, it could well be, couldn't it? I think this was the actual in-game graphics, which didn't look anywhere near as good, did they? Another one there. Didn't get a great result. 61%. California Games, a review on the Mega Drive. A game I do own, and a game I've never played, but it was quite well. I think it was middle of the road, to be honest. I think it was respected, but I don't think it was as good as people wanted it to be. And Beast Warriors on the Mega Drive and Advanced Play, game I've never heard of, and I don't own, and I don't actually think it got a release. Not in the UK market. I could well be wrong. I should know. I only need 120 titles to complete the collection. Got 430 or something like that. So I should know whether I need it, but I don't. And of course you got more adverts there. Advanced Play game on the Mega Drive. Not too many reviews in this issue, I don't think. It was called Undeadline. Don't think it got released. I think this is a Japanese version, possibly, that they reviewed, and I don't think it got released. I don't think, again, it's another one I don't think it's on my list that I need. So that should answer my question, really, shouldn't it? reviewed by Claire Morley. Now we've got a game on the Game Gear, Space Harrier. This was quite a good arcade game. I think you sat in a cabinet and you sort of went up in the air and shot loads of things. My dad used to play it, God rest his soul. Bless him. Did like the game in the arcade. Don't think it was too great on the Mega Drive. It doesn't look brilliant on the Game Gear. But Sega Force said it was. They gave it 92%. Close to the original. The action never lets up. And of course there's your usual subscription, subscribe to Sega Force. Shadow Dance the Secret of Shinobi, reviewed on the Master System by Claire Morley again, and I think Paul Mellerick even puts his 2p in. Avid Shinobi fans will be chuffed with this outing. And graphically I think it looked pretty good for Master System. It did actually look not too bad for a Master System game, and really quite impressive graphically, I thought. Sega Force disagreed though. They gave it something like 66% for the graphics and 62% overall. And we're moving on now with Fighting Masters again. Claire Morley getting in on the act and advanced play. Doesn't say what format it's on actually. I think they forgot to put the logo on. It's like an Altered Beast type game. And then go down to your adverts for US Gold, prove you're the best. Don't quite know how that works. I think you just put your times and scores in, but I don't quite know how it works when you have to show some kind of proof. And these days it'd be so easy, wouldn't it? But Tokyo reviewed on the Mega Drive by Mr. Pitt. Again, a game I've never played. Graphically, I think it didn't look too bad, did it? And Sega Force gave it 73%. Not the most challenging game, but it's certainly addictive. And Buck Rogers' Countdown to Doomsday, reviewed by Mr. Mellerick on the Mega Drive, saying it was a tough RPG, a good job at converting the original. And this is a game I only recently bought from Level Up in Liverpool. Not played it, tested it, it works. That's good enough for me. Another one for the collection. Come to the end of the magazine now, a bit more about Buck Rogers. Claire Morley puts a 2p in, 82%. And some more adverts here, so we'll move on from those. Game Gear Super Kickoff. And I remember this game was a game I really wanted on Mega Drive, and I think it was only out on the Master System originally, so it was the reason I bought a Master System converter, and eventually it did come out on Mega Drive. Let's see what it was like graphically. There's about 2 screenshots here. You can see in this kind of light with this camcorder. It wasn't, to be fair, it wasn't nice graphically at games. There you go. Didn't look brilliant, did it? The title screen was the best. But it got 80% on the Game Gear. And then of course you got an advanced play on the Game Gear again from the game called Axe Battle. Claire Morley again. Seems quite a long issue this time, doesn't it? Outrun on the Mega Drive got reviewed next by Adrian Pitt. He said it was a trifle easy, instantly playable and addictive. And graphically, I think it looks pretty decent. Played it on the Xbox 360 on Xbox Live. Don't think it transferred over to my Xbox One. It was actually really difficult on the Xbox Live. Can't remember what it was like on Mega Drive. I have got it. And it got 83% from Sega Force. Double Dragon! Oh, absolutely fucking love this game in the arcade. Absolutely fucking loved it. This was an advanced play. Looks just like the beast we used to feed our coins into. I used to play it at Holiday Park in Borth. Absolutely fucking brilliant arcade game. So addictive. I was never any good at it. But you used to have to keep putting 10p after 10p in when games are cheap. Can't quite get the show you how good the graphics are on this. I think it looked pretty good. It's never going to be as good as the arcade. I know they said the Mega Drive was arcade, could do arcade conversions. It was never ever going to be graphically as good, was it? We all wanted it to be, and we all, of course, when you got a Mega Drive you thought it was, but it wasn't when you saw it against the arcade. but then nevertheless, I think it was still a respectable release on the old Sega Mega Drive. A few more screenshots here. I always used to fall at this bit over the fucking lake, just fall straight in the lake. It's so fucking annoying. And this bit with the spikes used to really fucking annoy me as well. But there you go. Oh no, I don't know if this ever came out. Tecmo World Cup '92. Oh my god, I think it was called something else in the end, and it's on one of the games that I actually need. But wasn't the World Cup in 1990? Paul Mellerick said. He was absolutely right. He said, faithful to the coin op and the best Mega Drive footy game. And I think we got a release, but it was under something else. And I'm going to kick myself. I can't remember what it was called, but I do need it for my collection, I think. So it's called Tecmo World Cup '92. I think that was the Japanese or American name. And then you got a review of G-Lock on the Game Gear. There's another review here, but I don't know what it is. At the top, bit confusing. They've got two score ratings there. Don't think they made them mind up what they were doing with that. And then you got the letters page. I think I did actually get a letter in one issue. I don't know if it's in this one. Let's have a look. I think they did actually put one of my letters in. This is a good one. Somebody put, "Dear Gutter Snipe," you probably don't see it on there. "Dear Gutter Snipe, please could you answer the following questions?" I put about 10 questions. Where can I get hold of every Mega Drive game ever released without having to cough up at 40 quid a time? The answer was, you might try looking at the ads in Sega Force for Best Buys. They all come highly recommended. Our advertising sales manager, Auntie Sheila, wouldn't deal with cowboys. You can't get every game for 40 quid now, so you got no chance then, did you? But there you go, some more letters. And some more adverts, and onto the back cover. This is quite a good advert to finish off with. She shows you pictures of some of the games. So there you have it, Sega Force, March 1992, issue number 3. So we've had a look at it. Catch you all again soon. Hope you enjoyed the vid. Adios.